Let's see, I would like to use this picture that includes Ethan and Ben. I like his smiley picture. You know what, maybe for this one I'm just going to use his smiley picture and one of him and Dad. And also one of him and Ethan. And then maybe later I'll do another page that has the picture of me going down and then another one of him, and that would go in my own scrapbook. So this is going to be for his. Now notice I've selected all three. I hit Control between each click of the mouse. And so now all three of them are available. I'm going to right click on one of those three selected. And this is going to take a second because I've got a lot of programs running. And then I'm going to select Open. Now I've already set it up so that my JPEG images will automatically open up in Photoshop. You might have to go back and change that, so just double check what you have. If you have questions on that, let me know and I can walk you through it. This image, it looks like, has got some edits on it. It's a raw image, or it was a raw image, so I have to have an extra step here to open it in Photoshop. Most of your images are already going to be JPEGs and you won't have that problem. So here it is, it's all in Photoshop. I've got my three images and I'm just going to minimize them. They're right down here. Or you can just have them cascaded this way. Okay, now next thing I'm going to need is to create my brand new document. So I'm going to go to File, New, and this is where I'm going to create my scrapbook page. Now you can go ahead and name it here. I would probably call this Tubing the Canal, which is where we were. Alright, and now I want mine to be square, and I'm going to use 12 by 12 inches. Now yours might already be set to pixels or something different unit of measurement. Change it to inches and then make sure it's 12 by 12, or if you're going to do 8.5 by 11. If you're going to do any square page, say you're going to print it out from your home computer as 8 by 8, that's fine, but I would still design it 12 by 12 just in case you want it bigger. Remember, it's always easier to go smaller, but you're not going to be able to go bigger. So I always start with the largest size here, 12 by 12. Make sure your resolution's at 300. Color mode RGB, that means red, green, blue. It's just the printing style. There are some other options. You don't want grayscale because it won't allow color. CMYK and Lab are for more press printed products like postcards or flyers and things like that, which you probably won't have to use. So RGB color is the best. 8-bit is going to be great, and I like to have my background white. Now you can start with a black or a green or a different color, but I'm going to add paper to it anyway, paper images over the top, so I'm just going to leave it white, and that's fine. So okay, here we go. It'll create a new file for me, and here it is. Now this is not the actual size of the page. Notice it's going to tell you what the size is. This is 16.7% of the size. So you're thinking, wait a minute, that's really huge. Yeah, this is a very, very big file. I am looking at it on a computer, which means I'm at 72 pixels per inch. That's how my computer reads it. But to print it, it needs to be 300. So it's going to look enormous on my screen, even though in real life, it's going to print out much smaller. So you've got a couple options under View. You can view the actual pixels, which will make it huge. You can view the print size, which is a little bit closer to the size it's actually going to print. And you can also, make it fit the screen, and you can zoom out as well. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out and leave it where it was. I clicked on the little boxes or the Windows tab there just to lower the size so I can see all the other files I have open. Okay, more stuff to open. I'm going to open up a background page and maybe an element or two that I will want to use here. So let's see, I really like this orangey dot paper. I kind of like these photo corners. I think I'm going to use the green one. It would look really good. So I hit Control and click on it. So see now both are selected. I might want to use one of these frames. I think I kind of like this one better. So Control, click on that. And that is all I want to use for now. Now I can always come back to this folder and open more. So let's see, in this case, notice it doesn't say open. The problem with this is that it's not, some of these are not JPEG files, so it's not going to treat them all the same. So I'm just going to open them separately. So I'm going to go ahead and hit open on this, and it's going to take me right to Photoshop and open it up. I'm going to go back to my folder and open the rest up. I wanted this one. I can double click it and it'll take it straight to Photoshop as well. And then let's find where the other screen is, right here. Okay. So again, I told you that I couldn't open them all up because they were different types of pictures. Let me show you what I mean by that. If you look right at the top, the paper is a JPEG file. That's an image file. The element, the photo corner, is a PNG file, PNG. The reason it's a PNG file is because it's transparent. Notice these squares, the gray and the white. That's Photoshop's way of saying transparent. So this element, this photo corner, is going to be able to lay over something else and not have a funky background behind it because it's transparent. That's why it's different than JPEG. Same with this frame. It's also a PNG file because it's going to be able to overlay on top of something else. So let's get started. I'm going to minimize these windows. I'm going to scoot this around. By the way, a couple different ways you can arrange here. You can go to Window, Arrange, and you can cascade them and it will put them all in a row here. You can go to Arrange, Tile Horizontally, and it will tile your pictures so you can see them. There's all kinds of different ways you can do this, vertically, whatever. I like the cascading for now, and then I kind of move it around to what I want. So I want to be able to see my page. This is my page right here. I'm going to open up the window so I can see the background, the gray background. And now I'm going to take my paper and drag it onto there. Now right now my marquee tool is selected, the selection tool. That is not going to work. I need the move tool, and that's this arrow. Two ways of getting there. You can click on it, or see how it says move tool V? You can just hit V on your keyboard and it will go there, straight there. So I'm going to select my orange paper and I'm going to move it over, just drag it, keeping my mouse down, and then release it. It's not quite centered, so I can move it around to where I want it. Just again, click on it with your mouse and move it. And there it is. Another shortcut for that, let me undo this real quick, is when you drag, before you let go of the mouse, notice it's selected my page right around here, and I haven't let go of my mouse, hit the shift button and it will automatically center it to your background. So it's already centered and done. That's a quick way of moving your papers over. I no longer need this paper file, it's already on my page. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a picture, and before I do that I'm going to crop it because this picture, as you can see, is at 25% of its actual size. So if I go to view actual pixels, this is a very, very large picture. I could print this as a poster size, a 16 by 20. My page is only 12 by 12. So I'm going to fit this to screen and I'm going to crop it differently. So I'm going to say I want this as a 4 by 5 print. So I'm going to hit the crop tool right over here to the side, or just select C on your keyboard. At the top I've got some choices: width, height, and resolution. I know for sure the resolution is going to be 300 because that's the resolution to print at. As far as the width and height, I'm thinking width of, I'm thinking 6 inches and height of 4 inches. I just want a 4 by 6 version of this. And I want to crop out some of the trees. The top I don't really need. I just want to see the water. I want to see Brent, and I want to see this too, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and select a space. Now once I've selected this space, I can move it around however I want. I can also resize it using the corners to make sure that what I want is in the screen, and it's going to force my ratio to stay at a 4 by 6. And in fact, because I set the resolution, it's going to be an exact 4 by 6 size. So once I've got it selected, I just double click in the space and it's done. Now I'm going to decrease the size of this window. Here's my page and I want to drag it there. So I'm still in the crop tool. I need to change back to move or select V and then drag and drop. Now I can still move this around wherever I want. I'm just going to kind of place it right here